Hey guys, Captain Penelope here. Welcome to another episode of The Legend of Zelda 1. In the last episode, we took on level 5 and increased our bomb capacity to 12 and got the magical recorder. So we are now on our way to level 6. So, just to let you guys know, this is post-commentary. And this is post-commentary too because for a reason. I've had so many lag spikes in my episode, I wouldn't know where to begin. So, this episode will probably be edited out a little bit. Edited for content, so if you see the screen go black a little bit, you know, maybe it'll probably be just for a few seconds. But it will be only long enough until, you know, I get the audio back in sync. That's why I'm just kind of giving you a little disclaimer. But I just wanted to kind of... There's a few things that have been on my mind as of late, and I've already done one recording of this, and this has come at a time where you don't want to mess with me, because if I'm hyped up by something, I'm hyped up by something, and I tend to use post-commentary for that particular reason. And I have a reason for this. And this is very difficult for me to kind of express into the words because, you know, I know in Let's Play community we don't like talking about politics and stuff like that, but I'll tell you, when it comes to my pride and all, it's generally not a good idea to question it. Unless you're going to intentionally make me mad or anything. I mean, generally, I am very open-minded, very kind-hearted, and yes, I could admit that's probably not exactly, you know, not exactly what you call, I guess, strong for like a man like me, you know, man enough, quote-unquote, but this has been on my mind, and I kind of want to talk about this. And so what a good time to actually do this is a Let's Talk episode, because we're actually, you know, playing Zelda 1, and this is a very good game, and level 6 is generally probably the hardest level. And I tell you, this is probably a good time to actually take my mind off from actually the commentary, because I was really distracted when I actually made this episode because I had something going on, but... So at the times you'll probably see the screen lag a little bit or something like that. It's just because, I was, running I think it was a clean disk, where a Windows program where you can, you know, get rid of unnecessary files and stuff. Well, I'll try to fix it up best I can, but there's really no guarantee that, you know, it'll happen, but I'll do the best I can. But, yeah, what you see here, these are warps. Basically, they take you to, like, there's only 4 of these in Hyrule, but they will take you into any part of the game as it is. Now, to what I was wanting to talk about, you know, as we start level 6, and, you know, I'm gonna put up a disclaimer. I don't care. This is pretty much what I'm feeling right now, and if you don't want to watch this episode, that's fine. And you can wait until level 7 and come back later. You can mute this or whatever, but that's your choice. However, I'm gonna go ahead and go with this because I really need to talk about this. I particularly, and I'll be rather frank, I do not like people questioning my patriotism as much as probably anyone in this room, or not in this room, but anyone who watches this video. Whether you're from Russia, or from United States, or you're from Canada, because I know I have a lot of Canadian viewers. But this is this has been an irritating subject, and something happened. You know, I had someone virtually criticize my patriotism, saying that they were embarrassed because I vote a certain direction. I support X, Y, and Z in terms of, politics and stuff. I understand we all have our own political leanings and stuff like that, but what I won't tolerate is saying that you're embarrassed because I vote a certain direction. I know it's sometimes impossible that, we all want our way with things, and I understand it. The things that we believe in, we're willing to actually go as far as to die for what we believe in. And as a true patriot, I believe that. I believe in the teachings of Thomas Paine that my mind is my own church. What I believe in is what I believe in, and sometimes neither religion or science is going to change my mind. I mean, I know some people who, are sometimes different in my point of view, and different than my point of view, and trust me, I've lived in both two different cultural regions of America. I've lived in the North, and I was born and raised in the South. I was born and raised in a deep Christian culture, and of course Jesus Christ is my Savior, and I trust Jesus. I believe in Jesus. I mean, is the Holy Father. However, I also believe there's also the scientific, that life is, also defined by science. I mean, I'm a very smart person, very intellectual person, believe it or not. I believe, there are things I'm willing to discover. New paths to scientific discovery. There's the science that can actually prolong human life. The science that we can, make a better living for everybody if we knew a little bit about our world in general. So, but my issue is, I do not tolerate people who say they are embarrassed because I exist, or I vote a certain direction, or I believe in God in the way I do. A lot of my friends here in the Let's Play community, and I've talked with a few of them about this, some are, God-fearing Christians, and some aren't. But I have made friends on just about in every, for those who don't, don't share the same values that I do. I mean, yes, I think one thing is important, yes, I believe there's a lot of people who share the same values, and I think that is a good many people. But I'm going to tell you, there are those who I will defend to the core, that if you mess with them, I'm going to kick someone's ass for those that I choose that are my neighbors. I deeply believe that love thy neighbor applies to Christians and non-Christians. And I think, one thing we forget is, Let's Players, or human beings, is that we are still human. We just can't simply murder people. We cannot just simply ignore people, ignore the issues that define us. But at the same time, yes, government has its way of oppressing people, but I have my own conscious self of what I vote for and who I vote for to put in office. My vote is my blessing to the person I am voting for, and sometimes I do vote one way because a certain other way, well, I think you probably have noticed which way I'm talking about if you're new to my channel. I mean, I've talked about politics on occasion in my channel, and I know it's no room for my channel. But just to say that you're embarrassed by me is a violation of my... It goes beyond questioning my patriotism as a free citizen. If you're embarrassed about who I am, then it's quite obvious who you're voting for and what your priorities for. It's quite obvious you're not interested in helping other people. You're not interested in being part of a community. It's quite obvious that you're just self-centered. And yes, I do agree. There's always... And I understand completely. We should worry about ourselves too. But at the same time, the things that you do for other people, you gotta worry about yourself. We gotta focus on, sometimes on our own selves and then other people. But knowing me, I like to work and help people. I've rang bells for the Salvation Army. I've worked in retail before. And questioning my patriotism just because I vote one way, I'm going to tell you, if you're embarrassed for who I am, what hope is there for our country if you don't care about others? Yes, we gotta worry about ourselves and immediate people that are around us, but we're still part of the community. We're still part of a greater society, and I understand that a lot of us are loners, and that's quite understandable. I used to be a loner too because, heck, was embarrassed about being a Southerner because I had my Southern accent up here in Wisconsin, and I've kind of lost my accent still. And in some ways, I still believe in religion, and I believe in God. And I just don't let the scientific side of me just take over my spirit of what is right and wrong. But there are some things scientific that we also need to help progress in the future. And I just don't believe that we're that... I've always believed in a certain balance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And if that I guess it's just, it bothers me that I am too open-minded for my own good because I allow even the dark side of both sides, both the science and the liberal and the conservative and the religious side of me just kind of, twist my heart into two. Well, yeah, it does sometimes, because both sides are not willing to work together. Because both sides, yes, I agree, tend to question my, question who I am. And sometimes I just gotta let people know that no matter what you say or what you do is gonna make my heart say otherwise. I just want to talk about this episode because it's really, I had one individual just flat out say the way I voted was an embarrassment to his own. That's being selfish and self-centered. I do admit that I'm self-centered sometimes. I admit that charge because I have that stubborn side. That I want my way or the highway. Well, I gotta be who I gotta be sometimes. And I could care less what other people think. But let's get back to the game here. There's really not much to this game though, because a lot of Wizzarobes in this. And we got the magic wand. The magic wand works pretty well in this the only thing a magical wand won't do is just work on is the Wizzarobes themselves though, but I just feel like I had to say that because I am who I am. I do the best I can. And if it's not, this happened with the Iraq War, whereas I was condemned a traitor to my country just because I wouldn't back the Iraq War. Well, I'll tell you, my family became more of a priority than war. My family was more important than war. I'm sorry I'm not that patriotic enough for you. I don't know what else to say. Having 3 people who are disabled, they wouldn't know what to do without me sometimes. And I try to use that as an endearing quality that I am dedicated to family whenever I go look out for a girlfriend and such, but, a girl who doesn't like, take care of family, well, we all have to have a family at some point to go to. Whether we're the one we created or the one that created us. So, but this will actually do it for this episode, guys. I am really tired of talking about this, but thank you guys for watching. I really apologize for the audio not being synced up. I think I put a disclaimer up in the beginning saying this audio was not synced up, so I just hope it's understandable that you understand what I'm, talking about. So, in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda, we'll take on level 7. You'll need bait and 100 rupees for the next levels, just so you know. Until then, this has been Captain Panel Pete. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.